No, I do that. Well, there's one right the first time by me, but it's good picking up stock.
Yeah, no, ours is good.
It's all
Oh, it is 3 for 10 or whatever.
You get a large, it's like $6. I always buy it.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to today's video. So like you saw in the footage, I just got back from selling at a local comic book show. There were toys, there were comics, there were other collectibles. It was a smaller scale show, but it was a lot of fun. And I ended up coming home with a pretty big stack of books. I did go around and dive through some bins. I did pull some cool books at some incredible prices. I can't wait to show you. But I was really busy selling at my booth. My wife and I, we set up our table. We had a whole bunch of vintage toys, whole bunch of comics. I had my wall of keys up. It was really incredible. I saw some fans of the channel, saw some old friends, met some new people, and I had a blast. It was excellent. So I didn't get much footage at the show of me walking around, but at least I got a little bit of what my table looked like, how I set my stuff up, some of the different things that I sell personally. And so you got to see that. But the best part is everything I came home with, not to mention how I sold a whole bunch of stuff. And I made a few bucks, which was great. But I ended up diving through some dollar bins, some $3 bins, and some wall books as well. So some incredible stuff. Let's get into today's haul. Let's start with all the dollar comics. There's some pretty cool stuff in here for just $1. First one here is this, Crime Suspense Stories, issue 25. What's cool about this book is I actually have this original EC comic from the 50s, the pre-code horror. I actually have the real first printing in my collection. I saw this for $1 and I had to grab it. This is a reprint, but this is not one of those 90s reprints. This was actually reprinted in 1974, which honestly, I wasn't really aware that they were doing reprints in the 70s. So if anybody knows more about these 70s reprints, let me know. I'm not even exactly sure what the value of this could be. I mean, it's Bronze Age reprinting pre-code Golden Age horror. So I thought this was an incredible find. I thought it was the 90s, but it's actually reprinted in 1974. So that was really cool for just $1. And then here is a Crime Suspense Stories issue number 1. But this, of course, it looks more modern. This is a 90s reprint. I think like 1992, 93, something like that. But still really cool. It's the number 1. At least I get to flip through it and read all the stories. Really excited about that for just $1. And then I picked up a bunch of Bronze Age stuff. It's lower grade, but for $1, like Ghost Rider number 10, this incredible Hulk cover. But the funny thing about this book is it never printed a story including the Hulk. He was on the cover of issue 10, but he's not in the interior, not until the next issue, which I always thought was kind of funny about this book. And that's what it's noted for as well. But for $1, you can't beat some Bronze Age Ghost Rider. This one's in a little bit better condition. Issue 17, fighting side by side with the Son of Satan. Really cool book. Great cover. Happy to find that for $1. And how about some Werewolf by Night for $1? You can't beat that. It's got a big color break on it. But honestly, I mean, I'll pull this kind of stuff out of dollar bins all day long. Werewolf issue number 40. Pretty cool there. This one's a great book, but it's lower grade. Somebody circled the the issue number and the price with a some grease pencil. But this is Marvel Chillers issue number 1 featuring Modred the Mystic. I believe this is his first appearance in this book. But like I said, lower grade, but still for $1, that's awesome. And then the next issue, Marvel Chillers number 2. Pretty cool, also with the grease pen on there, but still very cool to find that in a dollar bin. How about this? Tomb of Dracula issue number 4 in a dollar bin. Yes, it is very low grade. There's a chip up here. There's a chip over here by the 20-cent price. It's got some spine wear. It's got some chipping at the bottom. But it's complete. It's all there. I mean, it presents just fine for something you would buy for $1. Dracula number 4 with an epic cover. Really, really like this one. And then this one's actually really low grade. Issue number 27 of Tomb of Dracula. I could probably press it and make it look a little nicer, but really this, I probably won't even waste my time. It's got a lot of wrinkling, creasing, color breaks, grease pencil. But it's a cool cover. It's a Tomb of Dracula from a dollar bin. Can't beat it. This one's not, well, it's actually got a big chip up here. But besides that, it looks pretty good. Issue number 31, not too bad for $1. And then the last dollar bin find was Tomb of Dracula issue 32, The Battleground of Blood. Cool cover. This one's actually in pretty nice grade, nice higher mid-grade copy for $1. I think those were some incredible dollar bin finds. Now let's move on to all the $3 finds. So here we have all of my $3 picks. One of my buddies, another vendor, NJ Comic Spot, they had a whole bunch of bins and a whole bunch of really incredible books priced at only $3 a piece. So I just made a big stack and I was really happy. First off, we have Mandrake the Magician, issue number 5 from King Comics, a nice little Silver Age book. And this thing is in great condition for its age. I mean, there's a couple spine ticks, but the white on the cover is pretty white. And it's a really clean copy, and I think it's got an awesome cover with these crazy aliens and the flying saucer. And you got Mandrake right in the cover. I mean, really incredible book here. I mean, for $3, I had to pick that up. How about some Silver Age DC? We have Adventure Comics 318. Happy to find this one for just $3. Featuring the mutiny of the Legionnaires. I mean, really, really cool book here. It's got a great cover, and happy to find this for just $3. I mean, they're all like lower or mid-grade copies, but still, I mean, for the price, you can't beat it. Adventure Comics 365, another Silver Age DC book here. Another awesome find for just $3. Incredible, awesome book there. Really love the cover on that one. Speaking of cool covers, here's Adventure Comics 380. Awesome dinosaur cover. I love this one. And it looks like he just ate Superman, so we'll have to read and find out what happened in there. That's pretty awesome. How about some Silver Age or some Bronze Age Aquaman? Issue number 48. What an awesome cover. I'm not sure if this is Nick Cardy or not. It kind of looks like his style art. Maybe Neil Adams. I'm not really sure. But I know they did some incredible covers on this run in the earlier issues. But look at this beautiful cover. I just love it with this damsel in distress. Aquaman's coming to save her in the cave. And how cool is that? I love the shadows of the people here. And then the green, it really pops. Aquaman covers from the Silver Age and the early Bronze Age are amazing. I just absolutely love them. And how about one more here? Issue number 55. Really crazy looking cover on this one. It's got a big reader's crease right down the center, but still, for $3, I had to grab it. Really cool book there. Issue 55. This was a great find too. How about some early Bronze Age Avengers? Issue number 81. It's got a little bit of like tide marks here, like some water stains. But besides that, the rest of the book looks just fine. It's got a cool Vision and Scarlet Witch cover, and, you know, these gangsters with their Tommy guns on the, you know, surrounding them. I mean, what a cool cover, and what an awesome find for $3. Had to grab it. Very happy about that one. This is a nice, pretty high-grade copy. Well, actually, no. It's got a couple spine ticks on there, but it looks really good. Presents really well. Iron Man 16 for $3. I mean, I saw it in there. It's an early, you know, sub 20 of Iron Man. You really can't beat that for $3. Really happy about that one. Awesome cover. This one, actually, oh no, this was actually in the dollar bin, but it was from the same vendor, but this was in his dollar bin. But I always grab this book when I find it in dollar bins, and I find it all the time. This is John Carter, Warlord of Mars, issue number 11, The Origin of Dejah Thoris, and it's got that classic Dejah Thoris bondage cover. This is a pretty nice copy here. There's a little color break at the top corner. Besides that, pretty clean copy. Just a beautiful cover, and I always grab this one when I find it for cheap, especially like in dollar bins. But this is like a $10 to $12 book in high grade mainly because of the cover. But still, really happy to find that one. I think I have a couple copies of this already, so this will just go in my for sale pile. Dude, check this one out. I was super excited about this. For $3, Man-Thing number 1. This is volume 2 of Man-Thing. This is a direct edition. And, still, this is such a cool find for $3. I remember, like, when Man-Thing was really blowing up during his debut in the Werewolf by Night show on Disney Plus. Everyone was going crazy for these Man-Thing books, and I remember seeing people selling and buying this for like $50+. And I mean, it's definitely cooled off. It's probably like a $15 to $20 book, like in like a higher grade. But to find it for $3, I think is excellent. An outstanding find. Really happy about that one. I already have a direct edition and a newsstand edition, so I really don't need 3 copies of this book, so this will go for sale. But for $3, that was an awesome score. How about Giant Size Dracula issue number 2? I believe this is going to be an upgrade for me because I think my Giant Size 2 has like a big chip out of the corner. So I think this is going to be a upgrade in my personal collection. And then, of course, I'll just sell the lower grade copy. But for $3, awesome find. You got some bondage cover. You got some horror. I mean, this is just an awesome cover and a super cool book here to add to the collection, or to at least to upgrade in the collection. Another run that I'm working on my Bronze Age horror runs. I'm doing really well. I have a lot of Bronze Age Marvel horror books, and DC as well, but I'm really focusing on the Marvel. And Creatures on the Loose is kind of a lengthy run. There's a lot of books in this run compared to, some of the other ones that are only like 8 to 10 issues. This one's like 30 or 40 issues, maybe more. And this is an awesome cover, though. So I needed this one for my collection. Issue 19, really great cover here. The Red Barbarian of Mars. And it's actually pretty nice. I mean, it's a really clean copy. So that was a great $3 find. This is actually I was really happy about this one. This is Supernatural Thrillers, issue number 4, featuring Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Really awesome cover. I love this run. This series is super cool. And I only needed 2 issues to complete this run. I needed number 4, and then I think number 9, possibly. I can't remember right now, but I needed 2 issues to finish this entire run, and I found number 4. I never find this book, like, out in the wild. I almost bought it on eBay for, like, $15, and then I'm like, you know what, that's silly. I know I'm going to find it out in the wild or in a collection or something. So I did. I found it for $3. I mean, you can't beat it, and it's high grade. So you really, really can't beat that price. All right, some more Bronze Age horror. Of course, when I see Bronze Age horror for like $5 or less, I buy it, regardless if I have the issue already. So he had a bunch of Bronze Age, and I bought most of it. Here's Dead of Night, issue number 7. Decent looking copy. It's got a little bit of a spine roll to it, but awesome cover. Love this run, too. I mean, just the trade dress alone just looks super cool. And has great stories, really fun, horror stories. So that's issue number 7. And then I also found issue number 8. Whoops, there that goes. Well, there's issue number 8. Really cool gargoyle creature cover. And this one's a little bit lower grade, but for $3, not a bad find. All right, we'll save that one for last. This was still a cool find. Marvel Tales 22. with an awesome Green Goblin and Spidey cover. I mean, just an awesome book. It's got a date stamp on it. It's in decent shape. It's got a chip here. It's got a little chip there, some spine wear. But overall, not bad looking for a Silver Age, giant size type book. Really awesome cover. And for $3, I had to grab it. This last $3 find was my favorite, and I think this was an epic score. This is Dead of Night, issue number 11, featuring the Scarecrow, or known as the Straw Man, because DC had their character, the Scarecrow. So after they introduced him as Scarecrow, they kind of changed things up and started calling him the Straw Man, not to conflict with the DC character. So that's kind of interesting. But this is his first appearance, the first appearance of this guy, the Scarecrow, the Straw Man. Really, really great find for $3. This is a pretty decent book. I mean, it resells for quite a bit, but I needed it for my run, and it's cool because it's part of that Dead of Night run. But it's kind of like a little bit different than the rest. It's featuring a new character, which is pretty awesome that he was debuted in this particular run. So really, really happy to find that one. Just $3. All right, let's get into all the keys and wall books that I picked up. So these last few books I'm really excited about. I was searching for Golden Age. That's what I'm always looking for when I'm out at these comic shows. I try to find Golden Age books at like lower prices, some reasonable or just some good deals. I'm always searching for those deals, especially on Golden Age books. And when I can find stuff that is from like the 50s or the 40s or even earlier for like less than $20, less than $15, or even less than $10, I'm definitely going to pick it up. So the first one here is Dick Tracy, issue number 42 from Harvey Comics. Really cool pre-code Golden Age book. I love Dick Tracy. I just think it's an awesome, he's an awesome character. And, I'm all into the comics and also like the toys that came out from the Dick Tracy movie from the late 80s or early 90s. So always nostalgic for Dick Tracy. And I saw this book and it was $8. And it does have a little spine split down here. It's got a couple little chips. But I mean, overall, for a really old book, I mean, this thing looks great. And it was less than $10. So I had to grab it. Really happy about that one. It's got a pretty cool cover, too. Kind of crazy. And, really can't go wrong with some old Harvey Comics from the Golden Age. This one is awesome. I never see these medical comics. These are from EC Comics. They're known for their crazy pre-code and Golden Age horror books. But after the horror, they were doing a lot of like war stuff. They did piracy. And then they also did these MD books, these medical mysteries and medical stories. And some of them are kind of like horrific and gruesome. And I just absolutely love these books. I never see these out for sale. I found this one. I mean, it's rough. It's got a lot of chips all over the place. The cover is basically detached, but it is super cool. They had this for $15, and I'm like, you know what? I never see these. It's got a cool cover, very creepy, very like, very old school with this doctor, and he's washing his hands in the bowl, and there's the patient and these people. I don't even know what he's doing to this lady down here, or I don't know, whatever's happening on this cover is just crazy. But this is issue number 3, which is also really cool. This, of course, is after they introduced Comics Code Authority, but still an EC comic from the Golden Age. Nice little medical mystery 10-cent book. I thought that was awesome. For less than $20, what a cool find, even though it's low grade. And then how about some horror? Can't go wrong with some horror. We have Black Magic, issue number 34. This one also extremely low grade, but I got this for $10. $10 for this book. I mean, I feel like even in the worst condition, if it's a 10-cent Golden Age, book about horror or anything that has to do with like horror and sci-fi, I feel like you're paying like $50 or more no matter what the grade. I saw this for $10 and I snagged it as fast as I could. So that was really, really cool. I mean, look at this crazy, like, alien monster creature. And of course, you got the girl, the blonde lady in the red dress, classic for the times. The True Amazing Mysteries, Black Magic. Really, really cool. 1957. So happy about finding these. And then we have some little bit more expensive books here. This one was awesome. So this one I got from NJ Comic Spot as well, where I bought a bunch of their $3 books, but he had this book up on the wall. He had it priced at $125. Uncanny Tales, issue number 5 from Atlas Comics. This is pre-Marvel Comics. I mean, what an awesome cover. This guy, he's like in his grave. You got the Grim Reaper. You got this crazy creature coming out. I mean, total, like, classic horror cover here. And my buddy ended up giving this to me for $100 even. So I thought that was really cool. He cut $25 off. And I was really happy to add this to my collection. The cover's attached. It's just got, a lot of wear. But it's honestly in pretty decent shape for what it is. It's not, it's definitely lower grade, but for what it is, for the time and year this thing came out, I mean, it's in fairly nice shape. It presents well. I was happy to pay a little up on something cool for my collection. So I ended up getting this one for $100 even, and it is super cool. Look at this book, Uncanny Tales. Really awesome. It's got the word fear with an exclamation mark right on the front. I mean, that just tells you it's scary. All right, so that was really cool. This one, we're actually going down in price because this one was an amazing find. It's funny, I never really go searching for this book, like to buy it for my collection, but I actually already own this book. I bought it off of Whatnot. I got it online in an auction, and I ended up getting my other copy for, I think, $18, which was an incredible deal. I mean, you never find this book that cheap. And then I saw this, and this thing is minty. I mean, this thing is almost near mint, except you probably can't see it, but there's just this stain on the interior pages in that little spot. You can kind of see where it's like brown compared to the white pages. Just one little stain right there. And they had this priced at $15. And I'm like, are you kidding me? I have to grab it. So $15, even less than I paid for my other one. Besides that stain, which is basically just on the edge of the pages, I mean, this book is near mint, basically. It's never been read. There's no creasing. It's a square bound book. So usually that crease right there, if it was red, you'll know. But this was really, really great find for $15. Can you believe it? So I had to grab that one. That, of course, that'll probably just go for sale. Another incredible deal. How about Marvel Superheroes Secret Wars issue number 8? That classic black suit symbiote Spidey. Guess what I paid for this? I paid $30. And you're like, how did I pay $30 for this book? I mean, this is like a $200 book. Well, it has a 1-inch split down at the bottom. It has some color breaking creases right there. It's got a handful of spine ticks. And then on the back cover, it has a 1/2-inch split, like up top here on the back cover. He had it priced at $35. I asked him, why was it so cheap? And he's like, oh, it's just low grade. He said that he had like 10 or 15 of these, all low grade. And he was selling them for anywhere between like $30 and $50. And this was his last one. It had the split here, the split on the back, some color breaks, but it actually had a lot of like moisture damage and wrinkling on the cover. And as soon as I got home, I threw it in the press. And of course, I'm filming this the next day. So I just pulled it out of the press, and this thing looks way better than it did. So he had it priced at $35. I offered him $30 just to see if he would, and he did. So I got it for $30. Secret Wars number 8. I thought that was really cool. I mean, this is a great, like, copy for somebody that just wants to read it. It's an excellent reader copy. And now that I pressed it, it actually looks way better. It's nice and flat. It looks great. Just has that little rip there at the bottom. So let me know down in the comments. You think $30 for this book with some rips on the cover is a good deal? I thought it was. And last but not least, I picked up a book I've been wanting for so long. Look at this here. Sorry about the reflection. But this is, of course, Batman 423, the classic Todd McFarlane cover. I just love it. And of course, that classic thing where the moon is colored in red. It's not yellow right there and it's under his cape. I always thought that is so funny. But what a cool book. Batman 423. I've been wanting this book for a long time. I was hoping I would find it in a collection because, it's fairly common. But I've never come across it in my collection buys. And I like it, but I don't really collect a lot of Batman. And, I really wanted the book. I just didn't really want to dish out the money. But another vendor there who has a local comic book shop nearby me called Conquest Comics. I've been there many times. The owner, Chris, is a super cool dude. And, we've talked a whole bunch and he knows, we know each other fairly well now. And, we were hanging out. We were talking at the show and he was set up there selling books. And he had this up on his wall and he had it priced, I believe, at $150. And, I'm like, I asked him if I could see it. I was looking it over. It has, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tiny little, very minuscule little color breaks, spine ticks. So he was asking 150. And then, I'm looking. He's like, man, if you want it, give me $100 and it's yours. And I'm like, you know what? I really can't beat it. I saw 3 other vendors selling this same book, which I went and looked at, and they were asking, I think, $175, $200, and $250, and they were actually in worse condition than this one. So I'm like, for $100, I just had to buy it. I couldn't really pass that deal up. So very, very excited and happy to finally own this book. Classic cover, Todd McFarlane and Batman. How awesome is this cover? And even being a fan of horror, I just feel like with the big full moon in the background and Batman with his cape all torn and tattered and draped over this woman. And the bats flying in the background. It's almost got that horror feel to it too, which is awesome. So really, really excited about that. So those are all the books that I picked up. Not a bad little stack here. Secret Wars, Batman 423, Killing Joke, and I didn't mention, but that is a first printing with the green trade dress. But, what an awesome little stack of books here. I got a lot of books, actually. Probably, 20 to 30 comics that I bought. And I didn't spend that much money. I think I got some pretty incredible deals. Plus, I sold a whole bunch of stuff, and I just had an amazing show. It was so much fun. Thanks to everybody that came out and said hi. And, shout out to all the new people that I met that are now, following the channel here on YouTube. So thank you, everybody. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.